Hello to everybody out there. My name is Dana Stevens, and I am what you call a restorative practices coach. I first learned about restorative practices in the summer of 1993. I know I'm dating myself quite a bit, but that summer I had the privilege and the opportunity to work with some Native American Indians up on an Indian reservation in the northern part of Minnesota. Through their wisdom of what I learned, I took this restorative practices to my work for 29 years in the inner cities of Chicago. From those literally on the streets, to those in the juvenile detention center, to those at Cook County Jail, Division 10, maximum security, and to those scholars and students at Chicago Public Schools. I took it because I realized the power of the foundation of restorative practices, which believes in relationship building. Because I believe that when you build relationships with individuals, it changes your heart. That changed heart then impacts your mind and your attitude, which then in turn changes the way we walk, the way we talk, and the way we interact with one another. I'd like to, in these next couple of minutes, share with you one of those powerful stories that took place amongst some fifth grade students that lived in a neighborhood that was filled with violence and trauma, coming to school filled with hurt, and recognizing that hurting people hurt people. And in this classroom, that hurt was very evident. Specifically towards this one young lady that had now, in that first couple of weeks, earned the nickname as the Walmart Shoe Girl. And specifically, there was one young lady that was the ringleader behind it all. And so I was asked to come and utilize a community talking circle as a way to help rid this classroom of the extreme bullying that was going on. So we started mid-August and went through, and wasn't until mid-October when I asked the class a question to share a hardship that they have dealt with or are dealing with. And as the talking piece was being passed around, for the first time on this day, this young lady, known as the Walmart Shoe Girl, did not immediately pass that talking piece on to the other person, indicating to us that she did not want to speak. But this time that talking piece remained in her hands. And slowly her head rose for the first time. And as tears went down her face, she shared how she lost her father earlier that summer to cancer. And the loss of her father caused her, her mother, and her younger brother to be homeless, living in a car. And that for school, all her mother could do was gather enough money to buy her a new pair of shoes from Walmart. Eventually, that talking piece got to the young lady who I described as the ringleader. And for the first time, her head was down, and by the time she conjured up enough energy to lift her head, the tears were streaming down her face. And she shared that 2 years ago, she lost her mother to cancer. And upon losing her mother, it made her mad and angry at everyone, because she could not understand why she lost her mom, but yet everybody else had theirs. As she shared her story, I saw these two young ladies' eyes begin to lock. And before that circle was over with, these two young ladies got up, got into the middle of the circle, and embraced each other. And they said they had something in common. That change of heart, that change of attitude became evident in this young lady. For her nickname stopped. The bullying ceased. We are now about 1 week before Thanksgiving. And the young lady with the Walmart shoes was absent that day. And at the end of the circle, the other young lady that lost her mom said, "Mr. Stevens, I was wondering if we as a class, between now and Christmas, could gather some money so we can buy her now best friend a new pair of shoes." It was agreed upon 100%. And so now, the week before Christmas vacation, as we were going to get ready to end our circle time, the young lady who lost her mom stood up and called her best friend to stand up and said, "On behalf of all of us, we have something for you." And she walked over to her a package that was a brand new pair of shoes. Not only did the class and other teachers that heard what was going on raise enough money to buy this young lady a pair of new shoes, but also her brother, as well as gift cards for them to buy food and other necessities. From there, adults began to help to find this mom a place to live. That, my friends, is the power of relationships. The power of relationships that then begins to transform our hearts, called empathy, understanding, which then begins to change that attitude and that mindset that keeps us in negative relationships, keeps us bullying, keeps us hating, keeps us judging, which then changes how we walk, how we talk, and how we interact with one another. This is only one story of the power of restorative practices. I have a pocket full of many more. But that is why I love doing what I do. To bring restorative practices, to give and equip you with the tools necessary so that you can utilize RP in your classroom, in your school, in your non-for-profit organization, in your for-profit organization. Because when we build community, a positive community, the fruit will always be positive. My name is Dana Stevens, and I am a restorative practices coach who has just relocated to Atlanta. Please contact me for any further information. I would love to talk to you.